Hey, what's up with it, y'all? Welcome to my podcast, Cold Narratives. I'm your host, Iceberg Green. About to let y'all hear some of these cold narratives. Check it out.
So I don't really know why exactly black immigrants have been these invisible immigrants in many ways. And so part of what I investigate in the book is that for most of them, it's very difficult for them to become American. They are automatically lumped in as black American.
Christina, Greer, oh my goodness. Wait, hold on, run that back.
For most of them, it's very difficult for them to become American. They are automatically lumped in as black American. So they're not looked at as immigrants, they're just looked at as black Americans.
Even though they have a totally different history and in many ways, as I argue, different concepts of an American dream.
Okay, so after seeing that, we're going to break this down a little. We got to break this one down. So, for me, this is my opinion. I thought the whole objective was to come to America and be American. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. So what I've noticed is when they come over here, immigrants in general, not just black immigrants, they bring their culture with them. You know, when you ask someone, are they black? You're like, hey, man, what's up with a brother, black man? No. They'll tell you I'm from Ghana. I'm from the Caribbeans. I'm Cuban. You know, they will never acknowledge the fact that they're American since they got here. And that's cool. That's cool. You know, keep in touch with your culture. Keep it lit. We're American. I'm a black American. I don't know any other way to put it. I can't be deported. You can't be deported if you're an American citizen and have generation on generation of family members here in America. So the problem I have with it, though, you know, is they don't really rock with us like that, y'all. If you really look in your community and you go inside these different stores, you don't really see too much of our products in there. They don't support the community, and when they hire their own people. So they really don't help the economy as far as hiring Americans. Let's just keep it real, y'all. I'm sure you go to these jobs and there's a lot of different foreigners working there. And that to me, like I said, is hey, get it how you live. But the illegal part is what I'm concerned about and how they delineate from us. So now that we have this FBA movement, Foundational Black Americans, we're delineating from all that BS, you know, from all that confusion, African American, all these different things. We're foundational Black Americans. We're foundational to this land. We weren't here, we're not first generation, not even second generation, 20th, 30th generation Americans. Your family have been here for decades on top of decades, close to a century. And you have to understand that they don't read history books. They could care less about our struggle we went through. They just be like, oh, pick yourself up the bootstrap. We got here, we made it, whatever. No, you made it off our backs. We paved the way, that hard work, that sweat, all that slavery, building up the economy, you know, to where it is now. You know, this economy thrived off the backs of our free labor. We're the only group of people that suffered slavery and were forced to give a free labor. Don't forget that, y'all. So when y'all see these things about immigration, y'all think it's really bad and all that, which to a certain extent it is. But you got to remember, y'all, they're going after illegal immigrants. And I'm going to play some more content, man. Let me get back to this. But this is an interesting topic, and we're going to break it down. But I checked this content out.
I want to note that many of these newer immigrants are also doing what immigrants often do when they're black immigrants, which is basically try to figure out some way to not be at the bottom of the social scale.
Right.
Meaning that they're going to, in some cases, opt to be what you call, quote, forever foreign.
Right. And so what many scholars have argued is that when people come to the United States, the first thing they want to do is shed their immigrant label, right? They want to assimilate as quickly as possible. But what we found through the data, and what I found, is that this is the first time we're really seeing black immigrants say, no, I'll stay foreign for
I'll keep
a while.
the accent.
Right? This concept is people choosing to identify as an immigrant for fear of being placed as a black American. Mm-hmm. They've just, you know, knowing that the American status is not possible because of their black skin, and they know that they'll be lumped as black Americans, then they're choosing to say, no, I'll just be Jamaican for now.
Wait, hold on, run that back.
aspect is people choosing to identify as an immigrant for fear of being placed as a black American. They just, knowing that the American status is not possible because of their black skin, and they know that they'll be lumped as black Americans, then they're choosing to
say, no, I'll just be Jamaican for now.
So, let's break that down. Let's just break that down. Shed their blackness when they come to America. That says it all right there. That says it all. So I'm trying to figure this out. Shed your blackness when you come here so you won't be at the bottom of the barrel. She pretty much said it all right there. So they basically come here and say, nope, I'm not kicking it with them. I don't want to be black. What other way can I get by? You hear? She said it clearly right there. Okay, and that's the stuff I'm talking about. They delineate as soon as they get here. So when we start a movement where we are focused on reparations, things that we need tangibly for our people, it's a problem. Because I'm telling y'all, we getting closer to them reparations, whether you believe it or not. And all those that talking, we not giving reparations, I forget that. When you get yours, I want you to donate it. If you get reparations, for all those people that doubted reparations, when it happens, I want you to donate your check. And to me, honestly, because I told you. But anyway, back to this. That's an issue. That's a big issue because, we've been here fighting for years on top of years on top of years. And to hear that they basically came here not to fight with us. They came here off the civil rights movement and all these different things. Even though immigrants were coming here prior, there was a flux once that civil rights movement hit. It was so many of them that just came over here, all immigrants. But in particular, we're going to talk about these black immigrants because they look like us. You can literally go to one of them, look them in their face, and be like, man, that's a brother right there. And they'll tell you, no, I'm from Ghana. I'm Ghanaian. Even the Mex, they won't let you call them Latin American. They not finna, no, that don't work like that with them. They come here and they bring their culture over. They bring their flags over here. And then they complain to us about us representing where we from. We're here. This is what we got to rep. We can't rep Ghana. We can't rep none of that. If you want to rep it, you go right ahead. But here in America, black American, we can't rep that. I got to rep my culture here. I can't rep some culture somewhere else that I have nothing to do with. I'm not even intact with. So I got to focus on my culture here, y'all. This is what I can rep. I can rep this. I know so much about down south. I read so many history books. I can rep this. Even though I've read about Africa, I don't even know a tribe to connect to in Africa. I'm sure you don't either. You just wearing them clothes, you're wearing them colors, and you don't even know what tribe you come from. I'm talking about black Americans. I guarantee you a lot of y'all that's wearing them clothes, talking about this color, that color, no one out there. You just like the idea. And that's another problem. But let me get back to this content, y'all. I had to break this one down. No, y'all, this is a deep one. Check this out.
And generally speaking, you find that there's sort of a more starry-eyed, if you want to call it that, optimism that comes from the most recent migrants directly from Africa.
Right. And so what Ruel Rogers, who's a great scholar at Northwestern, argues is that, for many Caribbeans, they have an exit option. Whether they choose that exit option or not, it's still there.
You can always go back home.
You can always go back home. And so for many African immigrants, that option isn't really there. You may send money back home, you may visit home, but to go back and live in your home country is probably not an option. So you're going to make it work. Mm-hmm. Whatever happens here, you are going to find a way to sort of either economically, socially, mentally, whatever it may be, you may spend a few years in the Bahamas or decades before you even make it to the United States due to social networks, finances, whatever it may be. So I think it's also, many people don't necessarily conceptualize themselves as black coming from a black country, except for when they get here and someone says, oh, so you're black American, and that may not necessarily be what they've ever thought.
They can go back somewhere. Where can you go back? Black Americans that's sitting in your house right now, going to work, blue collar, white collar, whatever it is. Think about that, what she just said. Can you go back anywhere besides down south to see a family member up north? Where can you go? So you got to rep this. So don't let them fool you, y'all. They trying to make us feel guilty for them not riding with us. Think about all the historians and all the people that fought for this country. Ain't too many you can name besides like a Marcus Garvey or something like that. They don't have too many people. They don't have no Michael Jordans, no Michael Jacksons. They can't create them. They can tether. Look the word up too, tether. They trying to spin off and make us generic Africans. I think that's Tariq Nasheed used that term, generic Africans. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. And that's what they want us to be, but nah, that ain't happening. Nope, American. You know, as my pit bull over there. I'm American. So yeah, that's a problem, y'all. So we gotta acknowledge this, and we gotta gatekeep our culture. Don't let nobody come to you talking about you from Africa and we're no. You're not from Africa, man. You have lineage, you have a bloodline, you have something. Excuse me, not lineage. Excuse me. You have a connection with Africa through our melanin, through slavery. That's a connection, but don't forget, y'all. They sold us in slavery too, and not everyone landed here. We were already here. The natives, we were here. We were native to this land, so don't let them confuse y'all and think that we just came with the white. No, a lot of black people were already here. Look it up, man. Go read about it. Google it, whatever. Um, that's what I'm talking about. So we gotta gatekeep our culture, y'all. So next time you at work and somebody talking about immigration and all that, say, damn, it feels good to be American. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I also want to say God bless those going through the struggle. And make sure you watch out for them cold narratives that the government trying to push on us, y'all. And to all my black people, I will be nothing without y'all. God bless you all.